just entered the Senate and has really put a great deal of effort into immersing himself in helping with fisheries issues, including enforcement and others. He's been really, really a great addition to the Senate. And what I'd like to do, if I may, is have Senator Tarr from Massachusetts come up and introduce.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. I'm State Senator Bruce Tarr, the minority leader of the Massachusetts State Senate. And I'm so proud to be here every time we get together, no matter what part of the country we're from, no matter if we're recreational fishermen or commercial fishermen, to fight for the resource that is ours as United States citizens, and that is our fishery. And you know, this isn't a partisan issue. This is an issue about us as Americans. That's why I'm proud to be here with people like Congressman Keating, Congressman Frank, so many other folks. I understand Congressman Tierney's going to be here in just a short while, because this is a fight we can't lose. And as we sit here on the edge, hopefully the trailing edge, of one of the longest, deepest recessions in this nation's history, we cannot tolerate administrations that say we're going to lose tens of thousands of jobs and hundreds of millions of dollars. It's time to change the tide. Because when the Magnuson Act was written, it was written to keep the threat of foreign factory trawlers from taking our fish. And you know what? Today, the federal government is taking our fish from each and every one of us. Phony quotas, we had illusory science, and we had false promises. And guess what? Today the people that wear the badges and the NOAA uniforms are the ones shredding the documents, illegally arresting people, and taking money from the mouths of hard-working families. It's time to change. The Magnuson Act tells us that Congress has determined that we manage fisheries, not so that our oceans can be aquariums, but so that they can be the engines of economic activity, so that they can be the place where families go to the ocean and live out a tradition that started in Massachusetts and other places hundreds of years ago. And they tell us that they should be based, those regulations, on sound management principles. You know what? An arbitrary 10-year rebuilding schedule that doesn't make practical sense, that isn't based in science, and doesn't accomplish rebuilding our fisheries as well as our commercial fishermen, that's not sound science. And it's time for it to change. And do you believe it can change? Yes. Yeah. I'll say it again. Yeah. All right, I'm here to introduce my good friend, an ally when we need him most, an individual who used to sit next to me in the Senate chamber in Massachusetts and ask every day what he could do for the fishermen. And we are so lucky that he's now our United States Senator, because he's asked for clarification and production of documents that were shredded. He stood at the Man at the Wheel statue in Gloucester, and he asked repeatedly for Dr. Lubchenco to be removed from her position. Effort with Congressman Schumer to say we should eliminate the arbitrary 10-year rebuilding schedule in favor of science that makes sense and is fair to the people who sacrifice every day to put protein on the plates of men and women throughout this great nation. And I hope that he'll soon be joined by our other United States Senator in supporting Senator Schumer's bill to say that the time for the illusions, the time for the falsehoods, the time for penalizing the people who for hundreds of years are feeding this nation is over. And the time for rebuilding in the true sense of our communities, our families, and of this great city, where sometimes finding cooperation can be illusory. The time is now to come together, to stand tall, and to save the commercial and recreational fisheries, and there is no better partner in doing that than my friend and our United States Senator from Massachusetts, Senator Scott Brown.
Obviously, Bruce is very passionate and a dear, dear friend. He's been working on these issues long before I have. And I want to just thank Congressman Frank for your leadership. He's been a mentor to me on many of these fishing issues, and I deeply appreciate his guidance, and we're going to miss his advocacy. I hope that you will continue to stay involved, Congressman. And I want to just, let's have a round of applause for Bob. Listen, everything Bruce said, I agree with. I mean, it's out of control. What does it take to get fired at NOAA? I mean, really, what does it take to get fired at NOAA? When I held a hearing, one of the first hearings in a long time in Boston, I asked that very, very important question, and I'm still waiting for an answer. And you all know what this is. You guys paid for it. It's a nice party boat for NOAA. They use it regularly to have fun at your expense, and quite frankly, it's out of control. We need to have Lubchenco fired. I said it before, I'll say it again. And as you know, times have changed. Today's the nation's primary fishing regulator, NOAA, is being led by Washington insiders with a radical agenda to change the way that you do business, and it's wrong. We have an opportunity. We have an opportunity through Senator Schumer's bill to adjust and adapt and make it flexible, so not only can we protect the fishing stocks, not only can we provide jobs for our people, but we can provide safe food that we know what we're eating, which is a really important value for me, I know, and I know for each and every one of you. All I can say is that I'm proud to be here again. One of the first speeches I made and one of the first opportunities I had to speak to you all was 2 years ago when I first got elected. I've been working on it ever since. We've held hearings in Boston, and I asked for those important documents, and I still haven't received all of them. It's been almost a year. And that's the type of attitude that NOAA has. It's this kind of, hey, we're NOAA, you're not getting them. We have to go through hoops just to get the simplest of answers. So I want to thank you all. I know that you have other things you can do. I know it's a financial strain to come here and spend time in Washington. But know that there are good people on both sides of the aisle up here trying to do the right thing. But we need to do it even more. You need to get the people that aren't up here involved. The people you don't see signed on to those bills. Check their voting records. See where they are on these issues really. Forget about the rhetoric and look at their voting records. Have them sign on to Schumer's bill and other bills that are going to help you. There is an answer, but we can't do it alone. We need to do it in a bipartisan, bicameral manner, in an effort that the president will sign. Because for all the Democrats out here, there's no Democrat bill that's going to pass. And for all you Republicans, there's no Republican bill that's going to pass. It needs to be a bipartisan, bicameral bill that the president will sign. And this is about people. It's about eating safe food. It's providing good jobs. It's about protecting the environment. And we need to work on it together. So thank you. I look forward to hearing some of the other speakers, and keep battling, everybody.
Did anybody notice anybody who was pretty excited when they spoke before? Did you get a sense of some real passion and real dedication? We appreciate it, don't we? I'm going to introduce Congressman Lobiondo next, but the way